Yet another MCU series has passed, and thus meaning it is time to now rank all 4 Disney Plus MCU TV series that have been released, starting from the worst and moving to the best. Before we get into it though, please let me know what yours is down below, and let's get started. Coming in at 4th and last place is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Constantly delivering blockbuster quality action sequences, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier tends to tackle many issues, either politically, racially, or even personal to the characters. However, it stumbles its way through the finale trying to tackle all of the above. Sometimes it works, like the Isaiah Bradley plotline. Sometimes it doesn't work, like with the Flag Smashers. You know, they're very relatable to nowadays on paper, but what they're actually doing, we can't really support them when this show's trying to make us do so. And I'm sorry, but I don't know if many agree with me, but I don't know the actress's name, but whoever performed Carly Morgenthau, I thought was one of the weakest villain performances in the entire series. I mean, she wasn't provided a good script or much good to do, but I just thought she was very weak. The show lacks any urgency, and when it's 6 episodes long, which is shorter than the other MCU Disney Plus series, it was shocking because first episode I could let that slide. I kind of expected it to be low pace, but by the time we got to episode 4, there was still no urgency, and when that urgency did come in the last 2 episodes, I wasn't as invested and it all just felt a bit rushed, and as it was rushed, it failed to convey its proper message. Wyatt Russell was good as John Walker. He really made this person who you love to hate. Some fans went a bit too far with it, and as you'd expect, the 2 lead characters have good chemistry and continue their relationship to new heights. However, I just thought this show overall was totally inconsistent and didn't provide the coverage on these topics that it was trying to do. Coming in at 3rd place is What If. What If opens up endless storylines to pluck from alternative universes and convey them on screen, thanks to the MCU's large portfolio. However, I won't lie, at first I wasn't enjoying it too much. It starts off with Captain America, the first Avenger, swaps Peggy and Steve around, and I thought it was just way too rushed with what happened, and I kind of expected that to happen throughout most of the season. And not just was it rushed, it just didn't really provide too much of a different storyline, because it was pretty much everything that happened in that movie, but Peggy was in Steve's shoes. Another example of rushed episodes was this whole serial killer episode. You know, it had potential, but the final reveal just doesn't make sense, as the viewer wouldn't know any of this. So sometimes these episodes would be either too rushed, not displaying a unique storyline, or they just straight up deliver what you wanted. And I can say this show really picked up in the second half of the season, still having some inconsistencies like the Thor episode, but my favorite episode personally was the Marvel Zombies thing, because that just personifies what this show should be, you know, taking us into different environments. Another one was just the episodes with Ultron, as he was a villain who didn't live up to his full potential, so it was cool to give him that. So stuff like that, this is what this show's great about, what this show can do, the potential it has, but there were far too many inconsistencies to put this one up higher. However, we'll have to see if it's any better in its 2nd season. It's a tight one, but coming in at 2nd place is WandaVision. This, of course, kicking off Disney Plus's new phase, not just phase 4, but also their phase of TV series on Disney Plus. Well, TV series which are actually canon. I was so intrigued in this series. The first 2 episodes started off slow, but I think they were necessary to, you know, fit you into things. I was unsure, but I was willing to continue on to see what things do happen, and once that did happen, I just couldn't wait each week for the next episode. Here in the UK, that was in prime lockdown time, so this was about the only enjoyment I had. It was literally video calls for college and WandaVision, and I think it's a no-brainer for which one I enjoyed more. Once it establishes that tone, you're so intrigued to see what the deeper mystery below is, because you can sense something is off, and this film's really smart with how it does that and uses its environment to its advantage, where it takes place in all these different eras, and not to mention, thanks to that, delivers some versatile performances from Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen and Catherine Hahn. As stylish as this show is, there were some disappointments, and I'll admit I jumped on the bandwagon of Mephisto, so this is partly down to the fans, but the finale didn't exactly stick the landing the way I wanted it to be, and the use of Evan Peters in it was disappointing in the end. However, I don't take too much away from the show's overall quality, as it was their first series and it was very experimental, but yeah, it really worked. However, narrowly coming in at first place is Loki, as this series focuses on an alternative version of Loki, the 2012 one to be precise. It's interesting to look back at this character in what is the modern time, given that he doesn't have the whole redemptive arc that he goes through in Ragnarok and Infinity War. He's back to doing what he does best, and that makes him quite unpredictable, but nonetheless interesting, as he's the lead of a show which Tom Hiddleston stands strong, also thanks to a strong supporting cast of Sophia DiMartino and Owen Wilson. This show opens up many interesting avenues for the MCU to go down in terms of characters, in terms of plot lines, and just overall the rules of the universe. Up to this point, Loki is the MCU's best Disney Plus TV series, and it opens up huge things to happen in Phase 4 and also Loki Season 2 whenever we end up getting that. Thank you so much for watching. If you could please like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot. Sorry I'm lacking any kind of enthusiasm, I'm currently ill, as you could probably hear. But yeah, let me know what your ranking is down below, and I hope to see you in my next video.